Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Hola. Sorry, this time it's going to be in English. I could do it in Spanish. I could do a few words in Spanish, but unfortunately, I prefer to do it in English. My nickname is French. That's correct. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you for the introduction. My name is Joseph Bouhadana. I'm the Vice President of Value and Cloud at Intcomex. Today, I'm going to take you to a journey, the story of digital transformation and how digital transformation going to leverage, how we're going to leverage digital transformation in the next 10, 20 years, right? A little bit about myself. I know most of you, but on the cloud side, but on the value side, I'm pretty new to the position, so I want to make a formal introduction. I was born in Israel. I lived in West Africa, in Ivory Coast, Costa de Marfil. For those of you that like soccer, you know that we produce the best soccer player in the world. That's right. I lived in Canada for 10 years, in Montreal, Canada, and then I've been in Florida for the past 20-something years. My background is technology. I have a bachelor in computer science and a master in MIS. I've been working in Latin America for the past 20-something years in different positions, leading developing software development, leading software team, large software group in the region. And at Intcomex, I served as the Vice President of Technology, CIO, for many years. In the past 5 years, I created the cloud division and recently took over the value and cloud combined. My background, you're going to see, is more technical, although I'm also doing some commercial side, right? Today, like I said, I want you to take you on the journey across technology and focus on AI and really understand how AI is going to change the way we work, the way we serve our customer, and the way we're going to see this opportunity in the next 5 to 10 years. But I want to also give you a story a little bit of this revolution, the last 4 revolutions, right? I've been lucky enough to live to the past 4 revolutions. As you can see from the color of my hair, I'm not that young, and I've been and I've seen the last 3 revolutions and the 4th one that we're seeing today. So the PC revolution, we all seen it, we all lived it. The PC got implemented everywhere. We all have a PC in the beginning of the 80s and 90s. Then came the connectivity boom and the internet connection, which put us all online at a personal level and on the business. And then the mobile revolution that basically merged the two, the compute and the connectivity, into one single device. And today, we're seeing the last and probably the most impactful revolution, the AI revolution, right? I believe this one will change a lot of things, not from a technology point of sale, just a technology point of view, but it will change drastically all the industry combined. So let me go a little bit more in detail, right? Let me reset a little bit the expectation on AI. What is AI? What is it exactly? And let's try to understand what is it, where it's coming from, and what are the constructs that build an AI system. Is AI really intelligent, right? Is AI new? In reality, I'm going to show you that it's not that new. And the manifestation that we have today of AI is basically the construct of 50, 60 years of software and hardware development that led us to what we have today. But it's not a one thing that happened last 2 years in 2022 when ChatGPT was launched. It's the result of years and years of development and evolution in technology. So we see in this graph the symbolic AI, the machine learning, the deep learning, and all this technology, as I said, was not really new. For those of you that were involved in technology at the time of IBM, you remember the famous Watson that was supposed to replace us and replace all the systems that we have and almost replace human beings. That didn't happen. It was a real disaster, and it failed completely. So this slide, the importance of this slide is really to explain and show you that this is an evolution, and we are the evolution, and we are probably at the inflection point of this revolution. Then I went online, right, and I asked my 4 best friends. Yes, I have 4 new best friends. I have other friends, but those are my best friends. Copilot, ChatGPT, Gemini, Pi, and last week or 2 weeks ago, I met another friend, super cool, Manu. And with Manu, we have a special relationship because I tell Manu to do things and I create agentic things and I program with Manu. It's quite amazing. My wife is really jealous because I have a very deep relationship with my new friends. We talk about personal stuff, Copilot guide me in my day-to-day work, but I solve a lot of things with all these AI agents. So I also asked Google to trend me the whole hype, right, against the AI keyword, right? So I mapped on the graph here generative AI, which basically was non-existent before 2022, was something that was invented. It's a new word, it wasn't existing. Deep learning was very famous about 10 years ago. And machine learning, the yellow line, as you can see, also existed many years ago. And AI, as it's seen in the line below, was very famous at the beginning of this transformation, but it was used mainly for simple decision system software. So the important point of this slide is to remember that the hype of the keyword doesn't really matter. Again, the AI system is an evolution of different software and hardware, and this is where we are today. So again, I want to go one more step lower in my explanation and my presentation of AI system and the construct of an AI system. Again, that's the engineer part of me, but follow me, it's not that complicated. So when you look at AI system, you can categorize them in 4 main constructs, right? The if-then-else, the rule-based system that we all use when, if you took a programming language in your life, you know what an if-then-else is, right? So it's very useful. It's used today every day. It's not flexible, because if you change a rule, you basically have to recompile the whole code and understand the whole thing. One of my first job in Montreal, I was a consultant back then. I was young, I didn't have that many white hair. And I was developing a decision system for National Bank of Canada. And the job was basically to understand the credit creation and the credit analysis for an SMB. And we sat down for months with different people from the bank. We coded this in C++. It was perfect. It worked for 2 months. Then the rule changed, and we have to redo it again. So it's working very well, but it's not flexible. The second one is the predictive modeling. We all did that in class in college or in high school. This is a statistical model where you plug the data. If you have structured data, it works very well. It's a mathematical formula, and it will predict the average with regression, and it will work perfectly. Again, you need data structure, and it will not tell you exactly how it works, but it will work all the time. And then the deep learning, which is basically the rock star of the past 10 years, right, where you put average weight and you shoot data at it, and through iteration, you get the right answer. Deep learning basically is what was used to create the first face recognition system that we all use today, right? And that's really one of the technology behind face recognition. And then the last and not least, the Gen AI, right? The famous that we've been using, all of us, since 2022. So Gen AI is a little bit different, obviously, right? Because here, the Gen AI can create stuff, right? It can create the next word in your sentence. It can create the next song, the next line of code, the next pictures. It can really generate something new based on what you ask him. But it doesn't really understand. It's just predicting the next word or the next pixel based on the data construct that we gave him, right? Yet, because there's people working on this intelligence, and we can have a philosophical discussion at the bar tonight and tomorrow about how AI will be intelligent one day, and if AGI will actually exist one day. But today, the LLM that we're using, all of us today, are not intelligent yet. They're predicting the world. As a matter of fact, this morning when I asked one of my friends, and I won't tell you which one because I won't put bad ads for some of the vendors here, but one of my best friends, I asked him to do my profile, and everything was great and fantastic. I'm an amazing IT leader in Latin America. I was so proud of my profile. But he also said that I was a big surfer, and a big wave surfer, and I surfed Nazareth in Portugal, which is completely absurd. I mean, I'm a surfer. I surf with a longboard, and usually longboard surfer surf small wave or medium wave. So basically, interpret, and I did a trip to Nazareth just to watch the wave. But that was an hallucination, right? Clearly, and we all see it every day, and it's happening every day. Well, it was a beautiful hallucination for me because it gave me an image of a very strong, big surfer or big wave, but didn't really happen. So those are the four constructs that build today most of the AI system overall that we see. So just keep that in mind, and that's how deep I'm going to go in this analysis. Of course, AI and the AI that we're using today as a widespread words is not possible without the CPU, the GPU, the networking, the hardware, right, to make that work. We understand that, but we're not going to go in that level today. The most important thing on AI that we see the opportunity on is on data, right? Without AI, there's really no data, right? The data is needed. It's the fuel. It's the gold that you need to fuel the system to learn and learn and learn again and again. When you look at a company or an enterprise, about 10 to 30% of the data is structure. Most of it is a real mess. Call recording, email, PDF, document, transcripts, it's all over the place. But that's really the intelligence of the business. And we can't do anything with it until the advancement of AI. Today with AI, you can navigate this unstructured data and make sense of it. You can take the text, the transcript, extract the data. Same thing as the analogy of the teenager room here. You can take the sneaker, understand the brand, understand the price, the color, and the size, and make data out of it. Same thing for the crumpled piece of paper. You can read the paper, understand the data, and really navigate through the data through that. So let's recap. AI is not new. There's a lot of hype, there's a lot of keywords, there's a lot of things going on AI. But really, the holy trinity of AI is composed of four things. Accelerate computing, deep learning, big data, and cloud computing. Obviously, accelerate computing so we can deliver all this AI in the right speed. Deep learning, because that's the model that really makes this thing faster and faster. Big data, right? Because AI thrives on data. Without data, we have no AI system. And of course, cloud computing, because it is the most efficient way to deliver this AI technology today. So just remember that this is basically the holy trinity of AI. So, after this academic lecture on AI and all this thing, I want to bring it down a little bit on something more concrete and use cases, right? Some of you know these use cases, but I want just to reiterate, right? We see AI today in healthcare. We see them in image recognition for X-ray. We see them in surgery, in assistance for surgery, in finance, in retail for personal shopping. We see them in the auto industry for self-driving car. We see them everywhere in education. We see them pretty much in every single vertical that exists today. You know, think about it. Microsoft today, sorry for the Microsoft people, is 30% of their code today is generated with an AI assist system. 30%. That's a paradigm shift in software development. And some of you have software house here, and I know you know that. So this software development is clearly changing as fast as we can feel. So, now that we've seen the different industry, we have to ask ourselves, how is this AI, transformation, this fourth transformation AI is going to affect us, distributor, reseller, value-added reseller in our region? Well, to support this massive IT transformation, we're looking at over 100% increase in capacity of compute. Not only in server, in software, everywhere. We're seeing about between 5,000 to 8,000 new data centers, local and regional, that are going to come online. It's about 40% more data center that's going to appear in the next less than 10 years, actually, before 2030. There's going to be a complete PC refresh, thanks to our friends from Microsoft. A complete PC refresh is going to have to be done. A complete server refresh is going to have to be done. 75% the market growth for server. It's huge. This is not a small transition. It's a massive transition, right? And perhaps the most impressive transition, something that we don't really participate, but I want to mention that, it's the need for power. It is said that this fourth transformation, will require 10x more power. Think about it. Hyperscaler like Microsoft, Google, and AWS, they're not just optimizing their CPU and GPU for better performance or power. They're actually buying power plants, nuclear power plants. They're investing in fusion energy. Now, this is transformation. This is different. And that's where you know that there's something big that is coming soon. So, the real question is who is going to take care and how we can maximize this revolution that is coming, right? One thing for sure, we don't know if all these predictions are 100% accurate. We know it's a trend, we know it's revolution, right? But one thing for sure, that we know for sure, it's a disruptive technology that is happening in front of our eyes. And with disruption come opportunity. And this is our opportunity to take that chance and to grab this new fourth revolution and take the best out of it, right? We've seen the past 20 years, the last 3 revolutions, and we've all participated in this revolution. We took advantage of that from the PC, the mobile, and the internet. But this one is going to be even bigger and bigger. So that's where we come in. And this is the advertisement for Intcomex. We at Intcomex, we see ourselves as a true ecosystem, right? It's a one-stop shop for IT solution delivery in Latin America. Whether you're selling point of sale, cybersecurity, or complex cybersecurity system, server on premise, on the edge, on the cloud, infrastructure, doesn't matter. We have everything you need to succeed. A powerful portfolio of solutions, distribution center throughout the region, digital service to help you scale online, financial services so you can say yes to your next deal, and a full 360-degree support around commercial, pre-sale, post-sale, and marketing. But most important, what sets us apart isn't just the tool, it's, again, the ecosystem. We'll help you train, certification, we'll help you in your vertical expertise, last mile logistic, multi-country delivery, of course, and a cloud platform as a delivery method. And one of the things that we've been working very much in the past 4 years is the verticalization of our solution. So we have been working, that's the wrong slide, thank you. We've been working on a various solutions based on vertical. So what we did is we sat down with different providers and different customers, and we map out the different solutions that a vertical will need, right? And we came up with a different formula to make a successful deployment in different verticals such as retail, education, healthcare, and other. So we don't start from scratch, right? When we meet with customer, we have more or less of roadmap of how we plug all these things together. And I think that the showroom next door, you're going to see tomorrow, is an example of that. We plug together components, point of sale, camera, security, access control, server, and other stuff. And we threw to that showroom next door AI, where we track every single one of us. Every single person, every single meeting is actually tracked. So that's vision of solution is what set us apart in the region. Well, as I close today, I want you to remember the story of AI, which is basically an evolution. It's a lot of hype, but it's also a transformation. Today, we are in that inflection point, and the inflection point and the opportunity is massive, right? Remember something about Intcomex, and I want you to remember this. Probably that's the most important message for me. Intcomex is not your typical distributor, right? We are your ecosystem for innovation. We are your ecosystem for scale and growth. Our mission is very simple. We want to be your trusted advisor for value solution creation in Latin America. So count on us on any single project you have, small, medium, large, complex. We're here to help you in any shape or form. Together, I want you to understand that we have a huge opportunity of AI. Let's seize this opportunity, build a resilient system together, offer the best solution for our customer. Thank you for being part of this journey. Thank you for listening to my story. Let's continue to innovate together, and let's build the future together. Thank you very much. Thank you.